Hi, welcome to the Quantity Surveying Studio. So this is going to be my last video of this year 2020. Another year 2021 is going to begin. So we all know that 2020 was a year that was not as per our expectations. We were all restricted, our movements were restricted. Many of us lost our jobs. Many of us lost our loved ones. We were not able to travel freely. Many of us got separated from our family. Unfortunately, this was a year that we all would like to forget as early as possible. Now the vaccines have started to come up and the situation is not completely normal. Still, there is a long way to go for the entire pandemic situation to come back to a normal stage. The job market is also not that good, but still vacancies are opening up. Many companies have started planning to hire from the year 2021. So in this video, I'd like to touch upon a few things that you can do for getting more employability chances. So we all know that the number of vacancies are very few and the competition is very high. So you need to be a bit different from the rest of the lot. Then only you will be able to grab the right opportunity. Since I am from the construction sector and from the quantity surveying field, I like to touch upon this field specifically. What are the different things that you can do to get your next job as a quantity surveyor or as a commercial professional? In general, there are also a few things that every industry or everyone who is looking for their next opening or was looking to change their job has to do so that they can get a better chance to get hired more quickly. In general, the traditional concept of long-term commitment or job security is completely over. The pandemic has taught us that there is nothing like job security or long-term commitments. So now what most employers will be looking is flexibility and your ability to adapt to changes quickly. So if you are more flexible, the better you're flexible, the more chances you have to get employed. This can be in terms of your salaries, in terms of traveling to different places or different countries, or able to work on different projects at a time. So basically, flexibility and adapting to changes is going to be the key. Now, another aspect that most employers will be looking at is multiple skills. So if you are able to showcase that you can do multiple tasks or multiple skills in your work, then that is going to be advantageous to you. For example, if you are someone who is having sales experience but you have the knowledge in marketing, and if you are able to showcase that during the interview process, then that is going to be an edge. That is going to be a boon for you, an advantage for you to get employed. It need not be that you need to have experience in marketing. You can have some knowledge on this topic. For that, you need to be aware of the situation. You need to keep your ears and eyes open. You need to read what is happening in your particular sector so that the latest technologies or the latest news is with you. So these are the general things that can be done for having a better chance to get employed in the coming year. Now next I'll be touching upon particularly the construction sector and inside it the quantity surveying professionals. Now there are a lot of QS who have lost their jobs and are searching for jobs. So as a quantity surveyor, try to network. So try to get connected to different people in this industry. You can do that through LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the easiest platform by which you can make a lot of connections, a big network in the field of quantity surveying, or in the field of construction. And through all this network, you will be able to get updates, get to know about different vacancies happening in their companies. So that is one major thing that you need to concentrate to make a network, to get good connections. Now, another aspect that as a QS you can do is to get good knowledge on contracts. Now, I've seen that as a quantity surveyor, our major responsibilities are obviously the payment applications, the variations. If you're a post-contract QS, the site-related tasks which include payment applications, variations, and if you're a pre-contract, it will be the tendering rate, quantification, rate analysis. For a post-contract QS, if you have a better contracts knowledge, that will be giving you an additional edge over the other QS. Now, mostly in big companies, what happens is that there will be a separate contract department and a separate quantity surveying department. So the quantity surveyor does not get much into the contractual things. But now if you are having a good knowledge in contracts in addition to your normal quantity surveying skills, that is going to be a very good add-on to your CV that is going to help you in your interviews. Pandemic situation has shown us that something like an unforeseen condition can happen anytime, and this can affect your construction projects. Now in the entire globe, a lot of construction claims are ongoing and a lot of contracts professionals are in need and their demand has come up. So if you're able to showcase your contracts knowledge, you'll definitely have an edge in your interview. You can just go through any FIDIC books to get a knowledge of the different contractual aspects, the contractual terms and conditions, the different clauses. And if you don't have the time to look into the entire book, you can just click on the link that is shown here. This is a video that I made about the FIDIC timelines. I've mentioned that in the description too. You can just go through it. It's just 2 videos of 15 minutes each. Just spending half an hour, you can understand the basic concepts. So this is very important because I had the opportunity to work with the contracts team when I was working in UAE. Actually, the project which had completed in 2016, there were a lot of disputes in it. The project went into arbitration, then nothing happened. After that, it went into litigation and the court appointed a court expert to listen to both the contractor and the client or the consultant. So I was assigned to find out all the documents. There were a lot of variations that were in dispute that the contractor had claimed and that was not yet approved by the consultant or the client. This happened in the year 2019, the litigation process. The project was completed in 2016. So I was given the task to find out all the documents related to it, to find the correspondences related to the each variations, to study the order in which the correspondences has happened and make file on each variations. What happened was that there were a lot of variation that the contractor had the right to get the money, but the court expert in just one sentence he rejected it, and that was because all the correspondences regarding the variations were not done as per the clause mentioned in the contract. The contractor had to notify the client about the variation. There was a particular time period within which they had to notify it. So that was one major reason because of which all the variations were, almost majority of the variations were rejected by the court expert. So this shows how important the contractual conditions are and how important the timelines are. We need to adhere to the timelines given inside your clauses, or else all your claims and your variations can be easily rejected by the client. So if you are aware of that concepts, then it is going to be good for your career and your professional life. Another thing that can be done is to learn different softwares, quantity takeoff or estimation softwares. Now AutoCAD is definitely the traditional software and all the quantity surveys will obviously be knowing it. But now there are different softwares that are coming up. Like what happens during the tender stage is that the drawings which you get will be mostly in the PDF format. Due to some security reasons, they don't give you the AutoCAD drawings and the PDF drawings are given. And for taking off quantity of these PDF drawings, mostly Bluebeam and PlanSwift are the softwares that are used by most companies. There are other softwares also like Candy, but mostly what I've seen is Bluebeam and PlanSwift. These are the main softwares that can be used for these PDF drawings. So if you don't have knowledge about that, you can try learning it by yourself. You'll get the trial versions from the net easily. You can just download it and learn it. I've also done a video on it. You can just look the link mentioned in the description or that is being shown here, and keep yourselves updated about the latest news that is happening in the construction sector, the latest trends, the latest technologies. So if you have that knowledge, that can help you in your interviews. So there are many websites, many many blogs. You can just easily search in Google and find out what are the new happenings in the construction sector. Now this is the right time to decide where you are going to settle or where you are going to carry out or continue your rest of the life. There are a lot of projects that is going to happen in India. This is my personal opinion. A lot of projects are going to be announced. Infrastructure projects, residential projects, commercial projects. A lot of companies are planning. A lot of international companies are planning to open up their offices in India. There are a lot of NRIs who are planning to return back to India. If you ask my opinion, I think this would be the right time. And if you are from the construction sector, there are a lot of job opportunities that is going to come up in India, and definitely you will be able to grab that opportunity. Now, definitely Middle East, the market right now is not good. In the past also, the Middle East has always brought up new ideas. They have brought up new projects. In the gloomy situation they have arisen from it, they have come up from it, they have brought out new technologies, new projects. If you're planning to settle in Middle East, that is also a good decision, but just understand that you are not a citizen of that country. You can anytime be terminated from the company or the country. It is just all depending on your visa that you are staying there. If that visa is not there, then you have to come back to your home country. And if your children are there studying in the Middle East, it is going to be difficult to bring them back to India suddenly, change the school and all those stuff. Just think about it and decide if you're planning to come back to your home country. Or another option can be migrating to a country where you can get a permanent citizenship. Countries like Canada, Australia, New Zealand, UK. So this is also going to be a good option, but it will depend upon a lot of factors like your desire to go there, your family's decision, your decision, the climate, the funds. All these factors will play a major role in helping you to decide whether you need to migrate to a different country. Now you know that there is a post-contract quantity survey, there is a pre-contract QS. So there is a traditional norm that a post-contract quantity survey cannot do the duties of a pre-contract QS and vice versa. So this is still existing in the industry, still existing in many companies. So if you are a post-contract QS, try to get more involved in the pre-contract stage. You can you will have your colleagues just learn a few things that happens in the pre-contract stage, or try to get some knowledge from the net, try to read through some articles, read through some drawings. And if you are a pre-contract QS, then go through the duties of a post-contract QS. Just talk to your colleagues in your company about what happens at site, how you do your quantity surveying works while the works are under execution. I have put many videos regarding what a post-contract responsibilities a QS has to carry out. You can just go through my videos in this channel. You can get a basic idea of what the different templates are or what the different responsibilities are of a post-contract QS. And last but not the least, keep learning. That is the most important advice that I can give you. Never think that you are having knowledge about everything. Never think that you are aware of all the aspects of quantity surveying or any other field. Keep learning whenever you get a chance to learn. Whenever a company is giving you a training, get that training, learn it. That is going to help you a lot in your future. If you're planning to do your certifications, especially the quantity surveys, the MRICS or the CCP, if you are having the fund right now, please go forward and do it. Never hesitate. Don't think that it is too costly or that you will not be able to do it. It is easy. If you have the willpower and the desire to do it, then definitely you are going to complete it. You're definitely going to get that certification. Never think that you cannot do it. Grab the chance. You can crack it very easily. Initially there will be an amount that you need to pay. Only if you spend a few money on yourself, you're going to succeed in life, because there is a lot of competition happening. And with whatever I've mentioned in this video, if you follow it, then definitely you will succeed in your life. You will have a good career, a good professional and a personal life. So thank you for watching this video. Wish you all a very happy new year. May this new year bring all that you desire in life and make all your dreams come true. Thank you.